Hey guys, welcome to Black United. Welcome to another video. And I wasn't gonna do a video so recently before doing my previous video. I've read the comments pretty much the whole day. I understand that some people are mad by my rant in the previous video. I'm still very hot-headed as it is, but I've relaxed some more. I've thought about it a lot. I'll try to make this video very calmly. I'm gonna be responding to some of your comments, although I've been debating with some of you that have wanted to debate, and to the ones that have been very respectful and given their arguments and their opinions. I want to say thanks. I love it. I love talking to you guys in the comment section. It is very nice to talk about football. To the ones that just want to insult and just say whatever you guys want without an argument, that's fine too. I don't care. I'll be always trying to give you my honest opinion, and if I don't give you my honest opinion, then I'll be lying, and I want to lie to you guys. So I want to first address what I said about Messi leaving Barcelona, because I think it came out the wrong way. It probably came out the wrong way. What I mean by that is that it's not that Messi is over or anything, that he should leave Barcelona by any means of the imagination. I think he should say he's the best player in history. He's the best player in the world by a country mile. There's no one that is even close to him. But what I wanted to say, and this is including everyone else of the other players that I said, Alba, Piqué, Suarez, Rakitic, Busquets, all of them have a very, because they've won so much, they're players that have won so many trophies, and they've been competing at the highest level for so many years. It is understandable that they want to take it slow, that their body is not as quick, as strong, their mind is not as motivated as they used to be, and it's very evident that, I'm not expecting you to be that's why Iniesta and Xavi left, because they didn't want to have to be always training to be the best, because it gets tiring and it can get really stressing, and I can completely understand that. That is why, but the thing is that Barcelona cannot stop just because of the players. If you're not capable to compete at the highest level and you don't want to compete at the highest level, that's fine. We'll get you transferred, you're a legend of the club. If you're going to come back later on to take a part in the board, that'll be great. But if you're not able to compete at the highest level, Barcelona can't stop for anyone. And what I want to say about Messi is that he's not over, and none of the other players are over. They're all great players in their own right, and they could all contribute a lot to Barcelona. But the thing is that if they are going to be taking decisions in the dressing room, then they must take full responsibility for those decisions. Because the reason that Neymar is coming to Barcelona is because of them. It's not because of the board, because Neymar is suing right now Barcelona. He has an ongoing lawsuit against Barcelona. The way that he left, I'm sure that Bartomeu is not happy about it. So it's not Bartomeu. Valverde did not ask for him, because he has said in a few days ago that I will coach whatever you bring me. They bring me players, and I'm there to coach them. So Valverde clearly has no say in what goes on in the transfers. So it's the players that are getting our transfer business done, pretty much, for at least in the Neymar sense. That's what's going on. And all I want to say is that if it was the board that was making this signing, and they wanted to make a Galactico signing, because this is what it is, it's a Galactico signing, it's not a necessity, it's a Galactico signing, then why don't you go ahead and make a cheap one that is better? And what I mean by better is, Eden Hazard went to Real Madrid this season for 130 million plus 30 add-ons. That he's better, in my opinion, than Neymar, and it's a lot cheaper than Neymar, than the 220 million, 250 million that PSG are asking for. And even if the thing about being better is relative, with these kind of players because they're all at a such high level. But at least Hazard is not 80 million to 100 million worse than Neymar. I think we can get that across the line. Dybala, more of the same. He's younger, he hasn't won the Champions League yet, he's probably motivated to want to win the Champions League, and he's available for 100 million apparently from Juventus. There are players in the market that were available if you want to make a Galactica signing. Even Griezmann, in my opinion, was kind of a Galactica signing, kind of a necessity, because we could have done without Griezmann, but at the same time, right now that if we get rid of Coutinho and we get rid of Malcolm, then he fits the team perfectly fine. But he really wasn't the profile of player that we needed the most. He's a great player, and I'm sure that he will give a good performance if we allow him to, but he's not the exact profile of player that we needed. Same thing goes with Neymar. Neymar, the only way that he perfectly suits in this team is if you get rid of Coutinho, and that if you don't have Messi in this team. Because you're gonna say, well, we won the treble with Neymar, Messi, and Suarez. Yes, you did win the treble with Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. But the thing is that you won that treble with a Suarez that was a lot younger, that pressed a lot more, and that was much more mobile than he is now. You had a Neymar that didn't win the Champions League, that hadn't won as much as he had the following years after that, and that was very motivated. And if you saw him play, he, instead of having the ball so much, he was attacking the space a lot more. He was running for the ball. He wasn't actually taking the ball and dribbling past players that much. His dribble numbers weren't as great as the one he had since the 2016-17 season, which is coincidentally the worst year that we had, where we had the MSN. So it's not about it's a profile of player. Neymar by default is a player, and we've seen it at PSG, at Barcelona. We see it in Brazil. He's a player that wants the ball at all times. He wants to place in that central zone with the ball and make things happen. But the thing is that you should only have one player that wants to do that, and we already have the best one, which is Lionel Messi, which does everything in attack. He's the maximum player. He's the ultimate player in attack that you could have. Therefore, you don't need Neymar. You need runners that are gonna take markers away from him, and they're gonna be able to use their running into the space to attack the space and be able to finish chances that he's not finishing for the team. Players like Dembele that can abuse his pace. Players like Griezmann and Suarez that between them they can collectively work and attack the space properly. Neymar is not. Between Neymar and Messi, what's going to happen is what happened with Coutinho this season. Coutinho, the problem that he has, that he's not suited to playing the forward line, is that he kind of is suited to playing the forward line if he was given the Messi role. But he's not given the Messi role because we have Messi. And Messi is much better at doing, well, the Messi role than Coutinho, which is taking every ball centrally and starting all the plays by yourself. And he creates everything, all plays pretty much start from Messi. Therefore Coutinho, that's why he couldn't shine, because he couldn't do much, because obviously between Coutinho and Messi, you're going to decide to go to Messi. So if this is what happens, then why would you like to sign Neymar? He's not needed for clear reasons. Same way that Hazard, the likes of Dybala, are not needed. But the thing is that apparently someone has put in the mind of these players that the more stars, the better. Messi, in the last summer before this one, when we were about to sign Griezmann, and he was asked, "Do you want Griezmann to sign?" He said, "Well, you know, the better players we have, the better, and then the coach will sort it out. He will make sure that he puts the best team out there." So what you're saying is that you would much rather have like 10 forwards and then have Ter Stegen in it? Like there is I'm probably gonna put this image in there. There's this image of apparently, like, if we sign Neymar, our team should be Piqué, Lenglet, or I don't know, something like Piqué, Lenglet, Ter Stegen, and then Alba, Sergio Roberto, and then Busquets, and then Neymar, Coutinho, Dembele, Griezmann, Messi, Suarez. Like, is that what you want? Do you think that's a balanced team? Like, if the more players the better, then let's go ahead and sign Lewandowski. Let's sign Hazard. Let's sign I don't know, Harry Kane, Dybala. Let's sign Marco Reus. Let's sign Salah, Mane. Like, let's sign all the forwards in the world. If the more forwards you have, the better. Then that's what it is, right? No, it's a team about balance. Like, a forward line on its own doesn't win you the Champions League. And you could say that because how many Champions Leagues do we win having the MSN? Which, in my opinion, is the best individual forward line in the world. As a forward line, the MSN is the most talented forward line I've ever seen in my life. Yet, they only won one Champions League trophy. Because if as a collective, you don't work well, then there's nothing that will help you there. For example, that if you put that 2016-2017 team of Luis Enrique, that in his last season, where Real Madrid won the Champions League trophy, which basically, if I had to say the starting lineup, I would say was Ter Stegen in net, with Sergio Roberto, Alba, Piqué, Umtiti, Busquets, Rakitic, Iniesta, Messi, Suarez, and Neymar. That's pretty much the starting lineup. And if you put that team against the last season's Ajax team, I am 100% guaranteed that out of 10 games between them, Ajax wins 8 of them. Why? Because they're a system that, as a collective, they play better. As a team, they play better. So it's not all about collecting superstar forwards. It's about having a team that's going to be, as a collective, properly organized. That you're going to have players line by line that are going to suit what you need. You only sign players in the Cruyff way of doing things, which is something that people seem to forget, is that if we sign players, it's because we don't have those kind of profile players in La Masia. Meaning that, do you need a forward? No, we don't. Then you don't sign a forward. What happens if someone gets injured? Well, if someone gets injured, for one, you have Ousmane Dembele, who is there to take a spot and play a lot of games. And even if you need to rotate or anything, then you have Carles Perez and Abel Ruiz, who for a few games should be more than capable if the team as a collective are playing well. Seeing as they have, as Ajax had, Daily Blind, Lasse Schöne playing in their team. Like, they're good players, but they're not world-class players. But in a good collective, they look world-class, because that is what it is. You need a team that plays to your strengths. For example, what is the team that has played, in my opinion, the best football of a season? It was a team of the 2010-2011 season, where we had, our forward line was Messi, Villa, and Pedro. And that forward line individually is not better than Messi, Suarez, or Neymar, or even better than Eto'o, Henry, and Messi. Yet is the one that we played the best football, and that was because Villa and Pedro were two players that exclusively attacked this space. That worked so well with Messi in that forward line. So, if I got my point settled that as a collective you need to be tactically set up and you need balance, then let's not bring Neymar in, because as balance, he doesn't suit the balance that we need. He takes balance away from the team. Hierarchy wise, we know that Ernesto Valverde by default is going to be playing a team full of hierarchy next season. There's no meritocracy here, because if there was meritocracy, then Dembele would have played a lot more games that he played. Coutinho wouldn't have played as many games that he played. Arturo Vidal would have played a lot more games. Semedo would have played a lot more games. If there was, Malcolm would have played infinitely more games. Arthur wouldn't have gotten substituted as much as he did. Ricky Puig would be promoted to the first team. Rakitic doesn't get to play that many minutes. But because we play by hierarchy, Rakitic, Busquets play in the midfield forever. Messi is a different case because he's at a fantastic level and he gets to play all the minutes that he wants. Suarez he didn't have to play that many minutes. He wasn't great for that much of the season. He was good for good parts of the season, and for some other parts he was injured and still playing. But we could have had Malcolm and Dembele on either side with Messi as a false 9. So what I want to say here is that I don't think that Messi needs to leave, and I think that it's not that much about Messi. So it's someone in the dressing room has told the players that the more better players, the better. Then let's play like this. Let's park the bus against Betis, Eibar, Villarreal, Celta. Let's play with a minimum effort so we can be at our maximum level of fitness for the end of the season and compete at the best level. And I'm sure that's Piqué, because Piqué, in so many years ago, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, when Bayern put 7 past us, he said that those times of Guardiola are over. We're not able to play like that anymore. Those were his words. And my friend Piqué, if you're not able to play like that anymore, well, I'm sorry, but you have to go. Because we need players that are able to play like that. Because we demand that. Because we're Barcelona. And because we have a structure and a way of playing and doing things. So, if we're okay with parking the bus against Celta, against Villarreal, against Betis, to win, then you're not doing things right. Then don't expect to put maximum intensity when you have not put any intensity during the season. It's the same thing as pressing. You've not done pressing for the whole season and expect to know how to do it and how to do it properly, and you probably forgot how to do it. Barcelona is not a thing that they don't want to press, it's that even if they want to press, they don't know how to because they've lost it. They've forgotten how to press. It's like football is not like riding a bike where you never forget how to ride a bike. Football is something that you have to constantly practice it and practice it, because it's a skill that needs to be honed every day. So this is why I refused, why I think having Neymar will be really bad for Barcelona. If he comes, I will support him and I will hope that he does well, because that means that Barcelona will be winning. But that doesn't change that he's not the right signing for Barcelona. I've given my point. I think I've given my argument. If whoever wants to listen to the arguments, it's welcome to. If you don't want to and want to be stubborn and whatever, then go right ahead. In my opinion, I can't tell you that I can explain to you that 2 + 2 is 4. You just have to know that 2 + 2 is 4. Otherwise, I can't explain that to you. Like I said, Messi, I don't think he should leave. I want him to stay. I want most of these players to stay. But I think that if we give a message, like the kind of message that Guardiola gave to the dressing room as soon as he arrived, which was, Deco and Ronaldinho, you're the most important players of the dressing room, but you are having a very toxic attitude, get out of here. You're out of here. You're causing me problems there, but you were a star during the season where we won the first treble. Get out of here. Ibrahimovic, you're a fantastic striker, but you're causing problems in the dressing room. Get out of here. No one is more important than the club. The manager needs to be the leader of the club. That's what the Cruyffism is. My opinion, we should get rid of Piqué, Rakitic, and Coutinho. Rakitic and Coutinho because we have too many players, and Piqué because he seems to be the leader of that mentality of sitting back and counterattack. So, leave me your opinions in the comment section below. What do you think about what I've said? Do you still want Neymar to come to Barcelona? If so, what are your reasons? Maybe I'm missing something. I could be wrong. It's not an absolute truth. Let me know your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Blaugranas.